नमस्कार। ये जो बैटल है, जो युद्ध है, इसके बारे में आपको कुछ हम समझाएंगे, कुछ डिस्कशन करेंगे, क्वेश्चन आंसर करेंगे। ये बैटल हम अकेला नहीं लड़ सकते, आप ही लड़ेंगे और हम आपसे मिलकर लड़ेंगे। ये जो बैटल है ये एक्चुअली संस्कृत भारती का ही बैटल है। संस्कृत भारती इज़ द राइट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, क्योंकि ये उन्हीं के दिस इज योर योजना, आपकी प्रोजेक्ट है ये। सो एक्चुअली देयर इज़ नो बेटर ग्रुप, नो बेटर organization to do this project and collaborate than Sanskrit Bharati. So I'm very happy to be here. और मैं ये भी कहना चाहता हूँ कि चम्मू कृष्ण शास्त्री जी has been not only a dear friend and a supporter but also a great guide and helped me a lot during this project. Many ways. Casual, informal, friendly, also very official ways he's helped me. So I'm very indebted to him. I just want you to know that. Yeah? तो ये जो बैटल है, ये बड़ा अजीब तरीके का बैटल है कि इसकी जो बैटल की फील्ड है, जो क्षेत्र है जहाँ पर लड़ा जा रहा है अभी तक, तो वो किसी और के कंट्रोल में है। मतलब वी आर ऑलवेज, आवर क्रिकेट टीम ऑलवेज डज बेटर होम देन प्लेइंग ओवरसीज। ये बैटल पर, ये तो संस्कृत के अगेंस्ट, संस्कृत के बारे में जो बैटल हो रहा है, मोस्ट ऑफ द फाइटिंग इज डन ऑन फॉरेन फील्ड, फॉरेन लैंग्वेज में, और फॉरेन लोग ही अंपायर हैं। उनकी टीम है, उनकी ग्राउंड है, उन्हीं के एम्पायर हैं, और कुछ हद तक हमारे खिलाड़ी भी वही अपॉइंट करते हैं। दिस इज वेरी स्ट्रेंज। लॉट ऑफ पीपल, इंडियंस, हैव बीन हायर्ड बाय देम। दिस इज वेरी स्ट्रेंज। मेनी इंडियंस स्टडिंग इंडोलॉजी, इंडियन सिविलाइजेशन, हिंदुइज्म स्टडीज, वैदिक स्टडीज, वो बिक चुके हैं। इट्स लाइक सेइंग कि कुछ हमारे क्रिकेट टीम के खिलाड़ी भी दूसरी टीम अपॉइंट करती है। वेरी स्ट्रेंज। इसके बारे में भी यहाँ लिखा हुआ है। एक चैप्टर है जिसमें मैंने लिखा कि ये जो जितने भी प्रॉब्लम्स डिस्कस किए हैं पुस्तक में, दीज हैव गॉन वायरल। मतलब ये इट्स नॉट ओनली, बात शुरू होती है बाहर जगह, फिर यहाँ पर उसको भेजा जाता है, यहाँ पर उसको एक्सपोर्ट किया जाता है। वो नॉलेज यहाँ पर इंडियन लेफ्ट वही नॉलेज चलाता है, मीडिया वही नॉलेज चलाता है। गवर्नमेंट में जो IFS के लोग हैं, IAS के लोग हैं, आई हैव हैड सम डिस्कशंस विद देम, दे आर ऑल थिंकिंग अबाउट व्हाट वेस्टर्नर्स हैव टोल्ड अस। उन्हीं ने इतिहास हमको सिखाया अपने बारे में, और हमारे जो दर्शन है उन्होंने डिस्टॉर्ट करके या उन्हीं ने फिल्टर करके सिखाया है। उन्हीं के मुताबिक जो इंडोलॉजी है, संस्कृत है, संस्कृत के टेक्स्ट हैं, रामायण है, वेदास हैं, जो भी हैं, सब कुछ टेक्स्ट वो उन्हीं के विचारधारा से जुड़ी हुई है। भारतीय संस्कृति से कई लोग अलग होकर इंडियन और दूसरी टीम में ज्वाइन करके, और कई लोग जो हमारी टीम में है वो भी कॉम्प्रोमाइज है। कॉम्प्रोमाइज कैसे पता चलता है? इफ आई टेल देम कि अच्छा आप उसको छिक्का मारो, तो वो कहेंगे नहीं वो तो नहीं मार सकते, वी डोंट वांट टू अपसेट देम। पीपल विल टेल यू दैट, आवर ओन पीपल। सो ये जो प्रॉब्लम है, दिस स्टार्टेड 200 years ago, मोर देन 200 years ago, अंडर ब्रिटिश कॉलोनियलिज्म। तो उन्होंने संस्कृत पढ़ी, कुछ खूब उन्होंने प्रेस किया, रोमांस था उनको संस्कृत के साथ, क्योंकि उनको ये यकीन था कि वो आर्यन लोग वही हैं। So they were praising it as their own ancestral tradition, not ours, but praising it. We were happy, but they were thinking it's their tradition. आर्यन इन्वेजन, आर्यन लोग लाए थे यहाँ एट देयर थियरी। सो इसके नाते वो काफ़ी प्रेस कर रहे थे। जर्मन्स प्रेस कर रहे थे बिकॉज दे फेल्ट दैट दिस इज देयर लैंग्वेज, देयर एंसेस्टर्स। ब्रिटिश वो प्रेजिंग कि दिस जस्टिफाइज कॉलोनियल रूल, क्योंकि पहले आर्यंस आए थे हमको सिविलाइज करने हज़ारों साल पहले, तो अब दोबारा ब्रिटिश आ गए क्योंकि वो आर्यन काम ख़त्म नहीं कर पाए। दे कुड नॉट फिनिश द जॉब ऑफ सिविलाइजिंग, सो ब्रिटिश हैव टू कम एंड कंप्लीट। सो लॉट ऑफ ब्रिटिश फेल्ट दिस वे कि वी आर सॉर्ट ऑफ कंटिन्यूइंग व्हाट द आर्यन स्टार्टेड, द कॉलोनियल सिविलाइजिंग ऑफ इंडियंस। सो इसी तरह से ये फॉर 200 years Sanskrit studies produce great things from the West also, and biases दोनों। So sometimes same scholar दोनों तरफ बात करते हैं, तो हमारे सामने एक तरह बात करेगा, वहाँ जाके कुछ और बात करेगा। So you have to be very careful। यहाँ पर बहुत लोग प्रेज करते हैं कि सर विलियम जोन्स was great Sanskrit। Yes, he was good। विलियम मॉनियर उसने डिक्शनरी निकाली थी, मैक्स मिलर की खूब प्रेज करते हैं, इस तरह प्रेज करते हैं, लेकिन ये ठीक बात नहीं है बिकॉज यू शुड अंडरस्टैंड गहराई से कि क्या कहा उन्होंने। प्रेज तो करने की आदत ही है। वेरी फ्यू ऑफ द वेस्टर्नर्स आर वेरी ब्लेटेंट विद अ वेरी डिसेंट डिग्निफाइड डिप्लोमेटिक कल्चर, वेरी डिप्लोमेटिक वे ऑफ प्रेजेंटिंग। और उनको हमारे बारे में बहुत रिसर्च किया उन्होंने, हमारे ऊपर उन्होंने बहुत पूर्व पक्ष किया है कि इनको कैसे खुश करना है। सो हम लोग उसी में लगे हैं बिकॉज हमें थोड़ा सा इंफीरियरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स भी है, और जब विदेशी लोग हमारी प्रशंसा करते हैं हमको बहुत अच्छा लगता है। सो वी आर obliged दैट दे आर सेइंग सम नाइस थिंग्स टू अस, एंड उनके ठप्पा लेने के लिए, उनकी एंडोर्समेंट लेने के लिए, उनकी वैलिडेशन लेने के लिए हम कुछ भी करने को तैयार हैं। दिस इज अ वेरी सीरियस problem we have। So after, when Sanskrit was suddenly found to be similar to European languages, so they were very sure कि उन्हीं की है, and then they started creating Sanskrit departments in every major university in Europe. Between 1800 and 1850, one university after another started Sanskrit department, some of them giving it more importance than Latin, Greek and Hebrew, उनकी जो पहले अपनी भाषा थी। सो दिस इज हाउ द रोमांस स्टार्टेड, एंड पाणिनी वाज स्टडीड फॉर लिंग्विस्टिक्स। फिर उन्होंने पाणिनी की ग्रामर को लेकर अपनी इंग्लिश ग्रामर, जर्मन ग्रामर, फ्रेंच ग्रामर, सारी यूरोपियन ग्रामर निकाली, और फिर पाणिनी को साइड पर कर दिया, क्योंकि जो पाणिनी से निकालना था निकाल दिया। इस तरह से वो डाइजेस्ट करते गए, यानी जो उनको चाहिए था निकाल कर अपनाया, और हमारी जो संस्कृति है उसको साइड पे कर दिया। सो ऐसे चलता गया। सो अल्टीमेटली काफ़ी प्रॉब्लम उन्होंने शुरू किए इस तरह से। एक तो आर्यन द्रविडियन डिवाइड उन्हीं के कारण है। इंडोलॉजी के पहले, इंडोलॉजी मीन्स स्टडी ऑफ इंडियन सिविलाइजेशन, उसको इंडोलॉजी कहते हैं। ओरिएंटलिज्म इज समथिंग सिमिलर। ओरिएंटलिज्म मीन्स के जो यूरोपियंस है, हाउ दे लुक एट ओरिएंट, एशिया, उसको कैसे स्टीरियोटाइप, कैसे प्रोफाइल करते हैं, उसको प्रोफाइलिंग ऑफ एशिया, उसको ओरिएंटलिज्म कहते हैं। सो इंडोलॉजी से ही ओरिएंटलिज्म निकली। तो उस जमाने में, उसके पहले आर्यन द्रविडियन का कॉन्सेप्ट था ही नहीं। आई वॉज इन चेन्नई, टॉक टू मैनी very strong Tamil people. I asked them, I challenge you, can you show me single text before 1800 which talked about being Dravidian people? I will challenge you. वो मान गए कि there is not a single text in Tamil which says we are Dravidian people. तो ये जो भेद है कि हम Dravidian है, वो Aryan है, this is not there. Tamil is a very learned tradition. For thousands of years, कितनी स्कॉलर्स हैं, कितनी तरह तरह की उनमें विचार हैं, कैसे ब्यूटीफुल पोइट्री, ब्यूटीफुल शास्त्र, फिलॉसफी, एवरीथिंग। बट दिस आइडिया जो इतना बड़ा आइडिया है, तो दे वुड हैव रिटन अबाउट इट, बट देयर इज नॉट वन लाइन लाइक दैट, कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं है। इट्स वेरी स्ट्रेंज। एंड स्टिल जो बिशप कॉल्डवेल है, रॉबर्ट कॉल्डवेल, हु स्टार्टेड दिस द्रविडियन थियोरी, उसका बहुत बड़ा स्टैचू है चेन्नई के सर्कल में, बहुत बड़ा। ही इज कंसिडर्ड big hero for people in Tamil culture. This is how strange and sad it is कि जो बाहर के लोग हैं, हमने उनकी इतनी गुलामी की कि ना वो हम उनकी भक्ति करते हैं. We don't have the courage to say कि उनको तो निकालो यहाँ से. So after independence, or even one more example is caste system. Caste system was not an Indian idea. We have jati, we have varna. Very different than caste. Caste was started by Lord Risley, who was the head of the census of India. British ne appoint kiya tha census of India. He did for 30 or 40 years, he did census every 10 years. उस Indians को classify करना था in a racist manner, because just his mentor was a racist person. He wanted to show some races are superior, some are less. So he came up with this structure based on various jatis को classify किया hierarchy में. This was fixed किया. Previously jatis were flexible. We also had Shudra kings, Shudra dynasties also. If you look at it, we had many examples of people switching. कोई एक varna, parents for one varna, they would be of another varna. It was more based on your profession and your aptitude. It was not fixed by birth. Even in Gita, Sri Krishna says that varna is determined by your guna and your karma. Guna is your guna. It is not father, mother's guna. It didn't say your parents' guna. It says your guna. It didn't say your parents' karma. It says your karma. Very clear. Nowhere it says it's determined, in the Gita it's determined by your family. It says determined by your guna and karma. So these ideas are very clear. And so many examples I can give of problems created by Indology. लोग पूछते हैं कि इसका युद्ध का फायदा क्या? Why should we care? We should care because the problems are created. If you don't care, if you ignore, problems are created. अब भी कितने प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट हो रहे हैं? अब now we have Marxism, we have all kind of Christian yoga and yet distortion of various texts going on. Ramayana is under attack. We are in Mumbai where one famous fellow writing myths, turning our text into myths, our itihas, translating it into myths, and doing all these Ramayana TV series and so on. So there is a lot of mischief going on that is a result of how we have been studied by others. China controls the China studies. जितने भी journals हैं, PhD हैं, जितने भी conferences हैं, they are done in Mandarin. Chinese control. The editorial board, committees. जो भी वेस्टर्नर को चाइना स्टडीज़ में वर्ल्ड एक्सपर्ट बनना है तो चाइना जाके वो झुकेगा, उनके पैर छुएगा, मेक श्योर देर हैप्पी, तब वो बनेगा. Not that Chinese have to go to Harvard and get certified. Similarly, Japan studies is done in Japanese. Arabic studies in Arabic language. Persian studies in Persian. Iran controls, like that. India is the only civilization, हमारी जो संस्कृति है, it is the only one major civilizations में जिसकी study is controlled from outside and in English. So I'm having to speak in English. The Yudh is carried out in English. This is a intellectual battle where the battlefield is in English. So उसमें ये है कि traditional scholars generally don't know English. तो उनको पता ही नहीं कि क्या बोल रही है लोग. Most traditional scholars, मैंने कर्नाटका संस्कृत यूनिवर्सिटी में काफ़ी भाषण दिया और फिर चेन्नई में भी दिया. इस तरह मैं काफ़ी जो ट्रेडिशनल स्कॉलर्स के सेंटर्स हैं संस्कृत के, वहाँ जाके मैं कोलैबोरेशन शुरू कर रहा हूँ. तो मैंने उनको कहा कि आप लोगों ने ये पूर्व पक्ष क्यों नहीं किया उनके सिद्धांत का, उनके विचारों का. तो वो मान गए कि हमने नहीं किया, करना चाहिए था. आप हमसे मिलें, इकट्ठे करेंगे. Because I can read English, I can understand their idiom, their philosophy, their theory, उनका क्या सिद्धांत है, what their motive is, what they're up to. Because I lived there for 45 years and I have Bharati Drishti, but I can understand everything going on एंड आई एम नॉट अफ्रेड, आई एम वेरी करेजियस, वेरी क्लियर. उनके सामने भी वही बोलता हूँ जो आपके सामने बोलते हैं. इट्स नॉट कि यहाँ कुछ बोला वहाँ कुछ बोला. एवरीथिंग आई से द कैमरा मैन टेक्स इट, पुट इट ऑन यूट्यूब. सो आई हैव द सेम स्टोरी एवरीवेयर. सो उससे आई हैव गॉट दिस एक्सपीरियंस. इस ट्रिप में, इंडिया के ट्रिप में, वी आर डूइंग, आई एम डूइंग 22 इवेंट्स, पब्लिक इवेंट्स. एंड आई कम 3-4 times a year, so you can count how many events I do. Equal number of events I do in USA every year. So for last 25 years, I've done more than 3,000 events like this. And I always go for discussion with outsiders also, with people who are the opposing side. I'm going to JNU, I'm going to TISS, I go to all the, I've gone to Harvard, I've gone to all these places and talk to these fellows openly. So I'm not, it's not कि हम like-minded people के साथ बैठे रहते हैं. तो हमारे जो लोग हैं, एक तो भाषा का प्रॉब्लम है, एक प्रॉब्लम है कि वो सिर्फ like-minded लोगों से ही विचार करते हैं. हमको बड़े इन्विटेशन आते हैं, प्लीज कम, वी विल हैव अ गैदरिंग ऑफ लाइक-माइंडेड पीपल. तो आई टेल देम कि क्या होगा, पकौड़े खाएंगे, चाय पियेंगे, लाइक-माइंडेड. सब सोनिया गांधी की गाली करेंगे और कहेंगे हम तो ठीक हैं, हम 5000 ईयर अगो हमारे पास पुष्पक विमान था, वो उन्होंने ये किया वो किया, वो आई ऑलरेडी नो. तो उसमें नई बात क्या है? तो नई बात तो ये है, यू हैव टू गेट आउट. वो तो कंफर्ट जोन है, आपकी कंफर्ट जोन है. वी ट्राई टू स्टे इन आवर कंफर्ट जोन. यू शुड गेट आउट ऑफ योर कंफर्ट जोन एंड चैलेंज द अदर्स, इवन इफ यू आर अलोन. उससे आप सीखेंगे. आई लर्न दिस इन द कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड. A company I joined, it was a very, very big company at the time. It was in trouble, so they needed to turn around. So they got a new boss, and he hired me to help him. तो वो जब मीटिंग करता था, जितने भी old timers थे, they were all sitting and talking to each other all the time, and nobody had gone out. So he told them that from now on, I want you to spend at least 1/3 of your time outside your each other meeting. You go and talk to competitor, you talk to customer who left, why he left, find out why he left. Like that. You should talk to those who are outside, especially those who rejected our products. So ये तो तभी, then we can understand what to do. So this is how we train our cricket team to go and play outsiders, not कि आपस में खेलते हैं. You have to understand वो क्या, उनके पास क्या क्या techniques हैं, क्या कैसे खिलाड़ी हैं. So this idea of just our people having gatherings of like-minded people, it is good, but it is not enough. You have to go to outsiders. वहाँ के जो forums हैं, जैसे बातचीत हो रही है, we have to play and beat them. So इस तरह से धीरे धीरे the अधिकार got shifted from our experts to foreign experts. Many Sanskrit texts have been taken overseas and never brought back. According to Chambu Krishna Shastri, maybe as many as 500,000, but it's just a rough estimate. हमारी गवर्नमेंट ने कभी मांगा ही नहीं. No government has made a demand that all Sanskrit texts that were taken more than say 100-year-old, we want them back. कभी किसी ने पूछा ही नहीं. I was once taken to basement of Columbia University Library. हम उस जमाने में, my foundation had money to give. We used to give grants to fund the various projects. Then I realized कि वहाँ पर grant नहीं देना चाहिए, because they are not going to change. I'm feeding the wrong people. Funding should be here. We should develop our thing here. लेकिन उस ज़माने में they were always looking for project to fund. Ask me to fund. तो एक project उनका था कि उनकी basement, library के basement में कितनी पेटियों में old manuscript पड़े थे. And they said if you fund us, we will open it and build a bibliography, build a list. हमको ये भी नहीं पता उसमें है भी क्या. This is how bad it is. They have taken so much that they don't even have place to keep them. So we should ask for it back, create fund. Instead of funding foreign thing, we should fund a big huge library, archive, set up our own system, scan these documents. ऐसे हमको करना चाहिए. So जो अधिकार है got moved overseas. Today they are the ones who question आपका अधिकार क्या है? Who are you to talk about Sanskrit? They are challenging whether we have the adhikar to talk about Sanskrit, because if they have not certified us, they have not given the thappa, they will say no. And yesterday at the IIT Bombay big event, we had 1,200-1,300 people, huge in the convocation hall. So Ram Subramanian, Professor Ram Subramanian was speaking, and so he gave examples where whenever he and other traditional scholars have sent papers, they're always asking कि it has to convince them, otherwise वो पेपर छपेगा नहीं तो आपकी कैरियर कैसे बढ़ेगी? तो at some time or other you are expecting कि you will say okay ठीक है जो आप कह रहे हैं वैसे ही दूंगा. This is how it's going on. The control of the gatekeepers, the controlling the channel of knowledge is not in our hands. So we lost this adhikar. So this cannot be. It used to be easy to blame others because we were colonized. 70 years have gone by. We are not colonized. There is no excuse that we are still like that. There is no excuse that we don't have the best journals of Sanskrit studies in India. There is no excuse that we don't have a world-class annual conference on Indology and Sanskrit studies right here. There is no excuse that the best places for young people to get PhD in Sanskrit are not in India. The best places are in Harvard, Columbia, Chicago, Oxford. The best top 10 places that young Indian scholars want to go. I've been to BHU, ask them. I've been to all kind of prestigious Indian universities. दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी में उन्होंने मेरे को एक यंग स्कॉलर से इंट्रोड्यूस किया कि वो आपकी पुस्तक पढ़ के उसके ऊपर ही इज गोइंग टू डू रिसर्च ऑन दीज वेस्टर्न स्कॉलर्स जो ऐसे गड़बड़ कर रहे हैं एंड इज गोइंग टू राइट हिज PhD. तो मेरे को एक स्टूडेंट के साथ इंट्रोड्यूस किया. आई वाज वेरी हैप्पी कि ये तो बहुत अच्छा है, आई विल ट्रेन हिम. काफ़ी उसके साथ डिस्कशन किए. देन आस्क्ड हिम कि वेयर आर यू डूइंग अ PhD? ही सेड आई एम थिंकिंग गोइंग अब्रॉड. वहीं करूँगा मैं. तो मैंने कहा वहाँ जाकर क्या फ़ायदा? दे विल टर्न यू अराउंड. आई मीन वहाँ जाके नहीं सर वो बड़े अच्छे लोग हैं. लाइक दैट वी पीपल आर सोल्ड आउट. सो most traditional Sanskrit scholars will tell you that the best thing for your career, if you want a PhD, is to go to one of these other places. The top 10 in the world for doing PhD in Sanskrit are all outside India. That's a shame. You will not find any Chinese fellow telling you that about Mandarin studies. You will not find Japanese telling you that. You will not find Persian studies people telling you that. They all have pride. So ये हम बिक चुके हैं. This is a very sad state of affairs. Now, what I find with Sanskrit scholars, traditional Sanskrit scholars, is instead of reading what the opponents have written, which is called Purva Paksh, with respect, you have to read them, understand them, and then you can do Uttar Paksh, the reply. उसमें काम लगता है, उसमें मेहनत लगती है. It's not just matter of sitting and eating pakoras and samosas and chai and chatting away. You have to sit and do 10-12 hours of reading. I have done this for the last 1.5 years. तो मेरी से ज़्यादा कितनी उनकी knowledge है, they could do it, they could do far better, but that much hard work, rigor is lacking. Rigor बहुत मेहनत की बात है. So some of the traditional scholars don't know English, some of them don't know the Western Siddhant and history to understand them. Those who do are afraid. Some of them say कि truth is in my heart, हमें क्या फ़ायदा? Like that. Escapist. So we have to shake up our own people. And some are sold out. This is also a very sad state of affairs. Some of the top people, I was told that Delhi University alone has at least half a dozen scholars, good scholars, who are on the payroll of various foreign agencies. So one of the best in Mysore, I was told, in the south, he's also working for them. तो उनके तरीके वो अलाउंस देते जाते हैं, स्टाइपेंड देते जाते हैं, आपको कभी बाहर का टिकट भेज देंगे, वहाँ पर 1-2 लेक्चर आप देंगे, तो आपको दे कीप यू हैप्पी. सो एक तो आप उनके अगेंस्ट नहीं कुछ कहेंगे और उनको इन्फॉर्म करते जाएं क्या हो रहा है. आई हार्डली से समथिंग एंड फट वहाँ पर रिपोर्ट पा लेती. दैट इज हाउ डीप इन्फिल्ट्रेशन. बहुत यू विल बी सरप्राइज्ड. लेफ्टिस्ट तो खैर हैं ओपनली, दैट इज नॉट डाउट, but our Pitham and Mathas also, some of them. Some of the Hindu political groups also infiltrated. So ये बहुत sophisticated game है जो चलता जा रहा है. अब ये जो यूरोपियन ओरिएंटलिज्म, यूरोपियन और इंडोलॉजी था, उसकी जगह अब अमेरिकन बन गया है. The empire shifted across the Atlantic. The old empire, new empire. So this ideological civilizational game जो है, US is now leading the West. So funding भी वहीं से जा आती है, scholars भी वहीं के पैदा होते हैं, You look at the departments where PhD in Sanskrit is given in US universities or PhD in Indology, you will find a lot of Indian students from, they are groomed in JNU, TISS, these kind of places, then they are sent there. Gine chune. You go and find, ask them, what is your specialty? He'll say, I'm studying, I'm looking for atrocities against Dalits. I'm looking for that. Tabhi main Sanskrit padhne aaya hu. Like that. Somebody trying to do PhD to find oppression against women in Ramayana. These are the topics of research. If you go and say, bhi mere ko to origin of calculus ke bare mein research karni hai, they're not that interested. You find that the science contained in Sanskrit texts, hardly any PhDs have been done. और वही नॉलेज वो निकाली जा रही है, अपने नाम पर पब्लिश करी जा रही है. लेटेस्ट एरिया ऑफ नॉलेज इज न्यूरोसाइंस, कॉग्निटिव साइंस, माइंड बॉडी, फ्रॉम योगा, मेडिटेशन, हाउ दिस अफेक्ट्स द माइंड, हाउ इट अफेक्ट्स योर कॉन्शियसनेस. बोथ द actual experimental practical work is being done on yogis and Buddhist meditators, and the theoretical models on philosophy and theory ke kaise, how this on Sankhya, Kashmir Shaivism, Tantra, lot of theoretical models being done. So हमारे लोग ये काम नहीं कर रहे और वो उससे निकाल कर they're getting their own patents and copyrights and original ideas. I have done a lot of work on the Indian origins of Western cognitive science and neuroscience, and a lot of other knowledge systems. There is no interest, I find, among our people. They would like me to do it and read it, but they're not going to come and help me. उनको help की भी जरूरत है, because I cannot write or do all of this by myself. I need help also. So we are not taking our Sanskrit and Sanskriti and at the cutting edge making it modern, 21st century, relevant, using it for research and all these things. Other people are doing it. And then other people are distorting the Sanskrit tradition by saying ये तो human rights violation हो रही है, ये tradition के बारे में, क्योंकि since the beginning women were banned, Shudras were banned, Manusmriti ने ये किया वो किया, वही उनको 2-4 श्लोक आते हैं for this purpose. They do not know the rest of it. This is a very sad state that we are, और जो हमारे लोग हैं वो डरे हुए हैं, we are on the defensive. या तो बहुत bombastic बात करेंगे, which is also useless, exaggerate करके बहुत, that is not what we need. या उनको गाली देंगे, that is also not what we need. We have to be respectful. We have to disagree with respect. That is the strength of our Purv Paksh system. You always respect the other side and then you beat him based on the rules of the game. You play cricket by the rules of the cricket. You don't go bash him up or something. You just play by the rules and you beat them. That is how we have to. So we have to improve our game. We have to improve our game. We cannot blame them for playing such a good game. वो तो खेलेंगे ही, उनका तो काम ही है. We have to improve our game. That's what we have to do. So I'll give you a few of the examples. Of problems I'm having, which I've discussed in this book. In this book, I've taken some of the most prominent Sanskrit studies people, and each chapter में explain किया क्या problems है, और इस ढंग से explain किया कि average person who knows basically English but doesn't need to know anything else can understand कि उनका विचार क्या है और हमारा उसके साथ क्या प्रॉब्लम है. So we have to do that. एक तो ये है कि उनकी chronology, they've changed the chronology of our texts. They love to show that, they love to claim that everything that is useful from our tradition came after Buddha. Buddha is the one who reformed the Vedas and defeated the Vedas. This is what they claim, which is not true. And then after that came Valmiki Ramayana and all these grammar, Shamar, सब कुछ बाद में आया था. So the oral, and they want to deny the value of the oral tradition. This is very interesting. They do not like the oral tradition. एक तो उनको pronounce करना नहीं आता ठीक तरह से. एक तो ये भी बात है. लिख सकते हैं बहुत कुछ, पर pronounce नहीं कर पाते. दूसरा, जो हमारी oral tradition है, You can't sort of easily pin down कि ये इस डेट की है उस डेट की है, क्योंकि वो तो ओरल ट्रेडिशन चलती आ रही है. राइटिंग, वो कह रहे हैं जब राइटिंग शुरू हुई तब हिस्ट्री, दैट इज व्हेन हिस्ट्री बिगिंस. हिस्ट्री बिगिंस विद राइटिंग, वेरी क्लियरली रिटन. तो इसका मतलब वो जो पुरानी बातें वो तो उसको तो मिटा सकते हैं बिकॉज इट्स ओरल. Another big problem I have is they consider Sanskrit a classical language. Classical means dead language. Greek and Latin are classical languages. Greek and Latin are the dead past of the West. Christianity killed the pagans who were Greek Latin. उनकी भाषा को अब थोड़ा म्यूजियम में रखा जाता है और जो स्कॉलर्स हैं वो पढ़ते हैं, but it is not living. Those philosophies, those ways of life are gone because Christianity defeated them. So to call something classical even with respect कि संस्कृत को रिवाइव करेंगे, great classical language, I keep telling them नहीं, संस्कृत को रिवाइव करेंगे as a living language, and they don't like the oral tradition, which means Sanskrit Bharati has a real fight. Sanskrit Bharati has a real yuddh with them because the oral tradition means it will be living with common people. It is not just Shastra which a few Sanskrit scholars will study, it will be common people talking. And that is out of their control, then they can't really control it. So they're not happy about that. So the idea of is Sanskrit dead or alive? Is it classical or living? This is one of the questions I would like Sanskrit Bharati to help me. मैंने तो लिखा, इसमें chapter लिखा दिया, but you can do more research. You can do a bibliography of Sanskrit texts that have been written in the past 1,000 years. Because the Westerners are claiming that there is nothing new written in the past 1,000 years, it's been dead. Which is not true because हमने काफ़ी example दिए हैं, and Chammu Krishna Sastri also gave me help with that. Then the relationship between Sanskrit and Sanskriti is very important for us. वो लोग कहते हैं कि there is no such thing as an Indian civilization until the British came and made a nation. British ने ही nation बनाया, British ने ही India बनाया, उसके पहले ना nation था ना civilization थी. और हम कहते हैं कि you have to look for Sanskriti, and if you look for Sanskriti you will see Sanskriti was there, and their view is कि Sanskriti is actually they say Sanskriti is a modern word. I mean it's not a very ancient word. Sanskriti, the word came later. Now I need help from Sanskrit Bharati to find out कि ancient text में कहाँ Sanskriti लिखी गई है, because that shows there is this idea of civilization. In any case we have idea of Rashtra. We don't have nation but we have Rashtra. Now, Rashtra doesn't have the same thing as nation, but it is our concept equivalent. Our closest concept is Rashtra. So we can say whether we have nation or not, we have Rashtra. This is kind of answer we have to give. Then you see, Sanskrit जो है, उसकी और जो local Indian vernaculars हैं, उनमें क्या relationship है? They have got their own theory that Sanskrit is dominating, बाकी languages को dominate करके invading the other languages. It is like a boss. It is the kind of a high-class elite imposing on the other languages. Similar to Aryan Dravidian kind of concept, Brahmin Shudra kind of concept. कि this is not equals. Whereas according to our experts, Sanskrit and Sanskriti and dance and architecture and philosophy, they are all linked, and local vernaculars are also linked, the Indian vernaculars, and these things have been interacting with each other. Words go from Marathi to Sanskrit, Sanskrit to Marathi, like that. Words go back and forth. A new word comes out in the vernacular language, which is very informal and casual. After a while, it becomes Sanskrit, takes that word and makes it go to other places also. Sometimes a word is taken in from one language and exported to another language. Sanskrit is this kind of role it plays, and there is no violence or oppression like that. We don't accept that. So ये भी एक research project है कि संस्कृत और संस्कृत का क्या नाता है, राष्ट्र की क्या इतिहास है, संस्कृति का क्या इतिहास है, और संस्कृत और जो इंडियन वर्नाक्युलर्स हैं उनमें क्या रिलेशनशिप है, उनकी क्या हिस्ट्री है. Another point is I'm giving a list of topics actually which I've discussed here. Each of them can be a topic of research for you. That is what I would really like to see. Another big point is, according to the Western Indologists, Shastra and Kavya are completely separate and in opposition. Shastra is knowledge analytical knowledge, and Kavya is poetry, and Kavya is mainly, according to them, serves a political purpose. Kavya Prashasti is written for the king, Kavya is written to praise, Kavya is written as a way the king can impress the public, spread his power. So for the elite to spread power is Kavya's purpose. So this split between Kavya and Shastra, I don't accept. I have also written response in this book. And you have to understand, look at it and take it further. Then they say that Kavya was not connected with Vedas. Now, this is very strange because Natya Shastra is connected with Vedas. They keep saying Kavya Shastra. Kavya Shastra is a very recent development according to them. Very recently it happened. Not connected so much with Natya Shastra, very recent and kind of a secular thing, Kavya Shastra. And only recently this Rupa Goswami, few centuries ago, introduced spirituality, sacredness. Until then it was not like that. So this is all these are distortions, because you have to ask, okay now, but then Ramayana according to them is not really sacred, it is meant for political purposes. Ramayana is a political weapon. It is a weapon which was used to, male dominating females and king ki power dikhane ke liye, and for hitting out at Muslims. The claim is made that for the past 1,000 years, it is when the Turks invaded, Ramayana was mobilized to rebel rouse Hindus against the invading Turks by showing that we the kings are like Ram and they are like Ravan, unko attack karna hai. So the Ramayana is sort of a weapon for hatred, or has been used in that way. And therefore, according to them, that is why this whole Godhra and Ayodhya battle happened right now, because this is an old technique that Hindus are using. So Hindus used it again, So this kind of a way of profiling Ramayana, I don't think traditional people would be very happy with. Then the claim is made that the Sanskrit tradition lacks creativity, lacks originality. It lacks originality and creativity because people are वही रटिक बोली जा रहे हैं, वही पंत्र बोली जा रहे हैं, but they don't understand its meaning, Vedic chant and yagna, and there is no originality because Shastra just basically repeats what's already in the Vedas. It just takes the Vedic metaphysics and keep repeating it. There's no challenge to it. That's not true, because if you look at our darshan, every one of them is different. Every one of them is challenging. We have tradition of debate. You can't say there is no creativity. It's all kind of very reductionist view. It's an incorrect view in my opinion. The biggest problem I have with these Western Indologists is that they like to downplay or outright marginalize the sacred dimension, because they try to secularize the text. They try to read the text in a secular way, turn it into myth, rather than seriously looking at it as sacred. And then they try to add the social oppression as a very important lens, very important method is to look for social oppression and political domination as a motive in the texts. So हमारे लिए तो टेक्स्ट का मोटिव सेक्रेड है, उनके लिए टेक्स्ट का मोटिव था, जो राजा था उसका पॉलिटिकल मोटिव था, and Brahmins were into social oppression. तो राजा का पॉलिटिक्स चल गया और ब्राह्मण का सोशल डोमिनेशन चल गया, और दोनों की एक कंस्पिरेसी लगी. That sort of idea of why these things were made very popular. And another issue they are very full of talking about is that Buddhism was hostile. Buddhism was kind of an enemy. I don't agree with that. I think we have to rethink and rediscover the relationship of Buddhism and Vedic tradition. I don't think it was that much polarized as they are making it to be. Now, these are some examples of the challenges, the intellectual battles I've mentioned in this book. Now, I talked about sticking the neck out. and fighting. And I'm doing it by myself, but the reason I'm here is I need your help. I also need your help when I'm attacked. You have to come and help me. I can't just be, you can't say ताली बजाएंगे हम तो VIP stand में बैठ के ताली बजा देंगे आपके लिए. You can't just say आप लड़ें सर आप लड़ें आपको तो कुछ नहीं होगा लड़ें. You can't do that. I mean, you have to also participate. Otherwise, you are not the intellectual Kshatriya. A lot of people want to be intellectual Kshatriya, but that means you have to fight. You have to go. I'll give you two examples. One is American football, where they teach strategy as a team. So American football mein, one man in the team is given the ball and he has to run and take it somewhere. That is the goal. All the other people in the team are to clear the way. कि आपका रास्ता साफ कर देंगे. जो दूसरी टीम वाले उनको we will not let them come and block you, obstruct you, trip you over, snatch the ball from you. So this man has to be protected. Everybody is involved in anticipating दूसरा क्या करने वाला उसको रोक दो. जो उसके against आएगा उसको निकाल दो. So according to that model, if I'm applauded and praised कि आप लोग जा रहे हैं, you are the one running ahead, helping us in this battle, then it's the job of people to help clear the way. And if I'm being attacked, it's your job to prevent that from happening. But I find a lot of people actually interested in snatching the ball from me. कि मैं ले जाऊंगा. हाँ? Some are interested in tripping me and having a lot of fun. कह रहे बहुत तमाशा होगा. क्या बात है इसको गिरा दिया. वाह क्या बात. Like that. Some people are interested in taking a picture कि सारे साहब आपका ये he's coming after you और picture ले लेंगे आप. We do not understand basic. Maybe we should learn American football, and then we can understand the importance of strategy and teamwork. So it's a very difficult job for me. I'm talking about only those who are so passionate to help me. They come and say, "हम volunteer करेंगे, क्या करेंगे?" To organize them into a way that you have to carry out a certain mission. आपका ये role है. That kind of teamwork we're just not very good at. We've not been successful in doing that. Second example is Mexican bullfight. एक बार मैंने bullfight देखी. उसके बाद I didn't want to watch it because it's quite bloody and kind of unfair. So I used to live in San Diego, which is just on the Mexican border. So you just go down south and there's a town called Tijuana. And Tijuana is very totally different culture, it's Mexican, and they have this bullfight ring and you can watch a bullfight. So I went and saw a bullfight. वहाँ पर a bull would come and then this matador who's going to fight the bull, he's on a horse, बड़े उसने लगाए हुए हैं, खूब कपड़े वपड़े डाले हुए हैं, and all kind of supporters with knives and whatnot, with spears. So bull has no chance, there's all these different people and there's one poor bull. And the bull runs around, ये वो डांस वांस होता है, then the bull dies. सब लोग ताली बजाते हैं और बुल को ले जाते हैं घड़ीस कर, and then after 5-10 minute break next bull comes. ऐसे एक शो में कई bulls को मार देते हैं. So when I was watching, one bull in this on that day, छोटा सा था, तकड़ा सा था. He was not going to die easy. He's not going to die easy. So when the matador was doing all these things, this bull, instead of running, he defied, he went straight and hit the matador's horse and knocked the matador off his horse. Matador घबरा गया because now he's on the ground with the bull. No horse was protecting him, और जो उसके साथ थे वो थोड़े, they were a little bit far. So this bull was really meaning कि I'll come and get you. Now the interesting thing is the crowd was so excited कि ole ole means bakab, come on, they were cheering the bull. मतलब this bull is a good bull. ये हमारे we are getting a money's worth. फिर तो ऐसे बोरिंग लड़ाई होती है. Ordinarily bull आता है मर जाता है, doesn't create much rajas, rajas gun. That excitement is not there, that passion is not there. But this bull giving us a money's worth. So they're all very excited about this bull. Everybody standing up, cheering this bull. That Bull put up a very good fight, but eventually he died because of the होना ही है. I often tell people that when they say हाँ हम आपको support कर रहे हैं, I tell them I think what you are doing is you are enjoying a bull fight where I am this bull who is a tough fighter. You are enjoying that, मैं ऐसे मामूली तरीके से नहीं हारूंगा. I'll really put up a good fight, and that gives you this excitement that wow, it's like a match, you know, watching this match. You are not jumping into the field and helping me. You are not there fighting with along my side. आप स्टैंड पर खड़े होकर ओले ओले करके ताली बजा रहे हैं, and that is actually true. When I was attacked last summer by people who heard this book is coming and they wanted some way or other to stop it, so they started one accusation, another accusation. None of those turned out to be valid. They all ultimately disappeared and ran away. But when that fight was on, I felt like the bull has been abandoned by my own people. और imagine you are a general in an army, आप आगे चल रहे हैं टैंक में, पीछे तो आपकी आर्मी आ रही है, लेकिन जब गोली चली तो you look back और सब भागे. I sometimes feel like that कि कहाँ गए लोग. So I would call up people and say अरे help me. Some people would not even bother replying. Some would say busy हैं. Some would say sir आपको तो कुछ होगा नहीं, you are so great, आपको तो कुछ नहीं होगा. One fellow wrote a 4-page email कि आत्मा never gets destroyed. Why are you worried? Long essay to me, essay मेरे को समझाने के लिए कहा sir you are not unnecessarily because आत्मा doesn't nothing harm comes to her. Some people saying कि privately तो I am with you sir, but मैं बोलूँगा मैं मेरी strategy ऐसी होती sir. I am really helping you. I think it's better मैं कुछ बोलूँगा नहीं. Like that. So this is how we are. We have to understand understand our own psychology also as people. Why are we like that? You know. So after really convincing the first 2-3 persons to write in my favor, when they saw that okay now 3 people have supported it, तो हम भी कर सकते हैं, then people joined. So the psychology is, our people's psychology is that they want to support the winning team. If you are the winner, आजकल people think I'm the winner. Maybe in 2 weeks I'll be attacked, तो अब फिर उसको निकाल दो because you know it's a liability. So when they feel you're the winner, they want to join and they want to get the credit. खूब वो चंक बजाएंगे. लेकिन when the leader is hit, they think अब भाग जाओ. You see? So it's sort of like in Bombay, because of the stock market, you could think of it as a portfolio. आपकी shares की portfolio है. This share is going to go up, उसमें invest करो. This one might be going down, उसको dump कर दो. So Rajiv Malhotra could be at some point in time an upcoming share. उसमें तो खूब invest लगा दो, हाँ. And on another occasion he may turn into kind of अब उसका share down वगैरह उसको dump कर दो. You cannot win as a civilization if you are playing this kind of a narrow-minded, selfish, short-term game. You have to commit yourself. You have to be willing to take the pain. You have to be willing to make the sacrifice. You have to see it as yagna. You have to see it not as we are helping Rajiv, but we are helping our own cause. He is doing something, we will facilitate it because we are doing it for our cause. We are not doing him a favor. That's the only kind of help. So this is a very important point. Another is that a lot of our helpers are not intellectual Kshatriyas. They call themselves that. That's a buzzword we've popularized. They're more like emotional Kshatriyas. Difference is कि जो emotional Kshatriya is out of control, bombastic, गाली देगा, खूब emotionally चल जाएगा, but उसके intellectual काम उसके बस की बात नहीं है. We need serious intellectual type people. Now a concrete project that Sanskrit Bharati could do for me would be to translate this book into Sanskrit. Small books. 50 पेज के 5-6 पुस्तकें निकल सकती हैं. हर एक आइडिया का अलग पुस्तक निकल सकता है. 50 पेज का. Rather than a 500-page book, you could turn it into several small books. And that can be used as part of your training. So when you are teaching Sanskrit, you can also teach them how to debate, how to argue about Sanskrit. You can teach them कि जब आप जाके संस्कृत पढ़ाएंगे तो कोई ना कोई लोग पूछेंगे इसका क्या फ़ायदा, is it a dead language, was it Aryan, क्या उसमें oppression होता है, all those kind of things are going to come. What to say, how to answer back. I give you the Purva Paksh, you can help me develop and strengthen the Uttar Paksh, you can translate it into Sanskrit. Then we are partners, then we are working together. Another thing I would like to do is, I would like to see a world-class Swadeshi Sanskrit Studies University. अभी तो विदेशी Sanskrit Studies है. It is Sanskrit Studies but from a Videshi lens. I would like to see a Swadeshi Sanskrit Studies and maybe Sanskrit Bharati and Rashtriya Sanskrit Sansthan and some other Sanskrit universities can create a very world-class. अब Sanskrit University तो हैं, but they are deficient in they're not international standard in terms of representing us. We need something which can match the Ivy Leagues of the US and Oxford and places like that. There is no reason why we could not have we could not return to the glory of Nalanda and Takshashila, where people from all over the world, the brightest students would come to study here at our feet. We were the producers of knowledge, teaching the world. Right now, we are the students and the consumers learning from the West. They are the ones producing the knowledge. जो international journals में पेपर छपे जाते हैं, ज़्यादातर वही लोग छापते हैं. So rather than accepting this कि भी ऐसे ही है, हम लोग नहीं कर पाते, we should fight back. We should raise our standard. We should not do gali to them. We should not abuse them, accuse them, say negative things about them personally. वो अपना काम कर रहे हैं. We have to raise our standard. We can even collaborate. You guys will debate with you. That can even help us. So I will conclude by saying that my hope is that Sanskrit Bharati can create a forum where I can have some longer workshops, where I can talk like the Western Indologist, tell you this is the position. You give the traditional response. So I become the Purva Pakshan. I become the opponent. And we practice. Right. It's not perfect. I'm not perfect in what I know, but this is better than anything else. This is the best we got. So we should start like this. And I would like several projects to be created, because Sanskrit Bharati can help me. I've taken it as far as I can in the limited time I had in the last 1.5 years. Full time working on this particular book, and I've been working on this general thing for 25 years, but this particular book for 1.5 years. And now I need to turn over to the real expert, which is your organization, and see what we can do together. Dhanyavad.